So here we go to impact of exchange rate, changing exchange rates. So when we talk about changing exchange rate, that means what happens? Sometimes it rises, it increases, or it falls. So let's just go down and see. Why do exchange rates change? The exchange rate is the price of one currency in terms of another. We talked about that earlier. Like all prices, they can change. This is because market forces determines prices at any time, supply and demand conditions can change. For example, if the UK government raises interest rate, there's likely to be an increase in the demand for pounds as foreign savers take advantage by placing their savings in UK banks. To do this, they have to buy pounds. This increases demand and therefore raises the exchange rate. So, exchange rate will change because everything changes. The only thing that is constant in life, it's change itself. So everything will change, definitely. So most of the time, the exchange rate will change because it is determined by the market forces for demand and supply. That is the point they are making. Do you get the point here? The exchange rate will change because there's always an increase in demand, a fall in demand, an increase in supply, a fall in supply. So it's not stable. It's not always constant. So this makes the exchange rate to always fluctuate, sorry. So when the nations now go to acquisition and revaluation, there's appreciation and revaluation, there's depreciation, there's devaluation, sorry, there's appreciation and depreciation, there's revaluation and devaluation. I'm not going to put it this way they put it. So when we talk about the floating exchange rate, it means for the floating exchange rate, which is determined by the market forces of demand and supply, currency will appreciate or depreciate. For the fixed exchange rate, which is determined by the government of a country, it is devaluation and revaluation. I think that is clear. But here they want to talk about appreciation and revaluation, which is the same as positive. It's both positive to the exchange rate. But here, appreciation is going to be for the floating exchange rate, while revaluation is going to be for the fixed exchange rate. Did you get it? All right, now we go. When the nation's currency gets stronger, it is said to appreciate. This means that the unit of one currency can buy more of another currency. Your currency appreciates when you can buy more. When the dinars can buy more of the dollars, it means the dinars has appreciated against the dollars.
Yeah.
Do you get the point here?
Yeah.
That's about that. In a minority of countries, the exchange rate is fixed. For example, Bulgaria, Denmark, and Egypt. This means it does not vary. It stays the same all of the time. However, a government might wish to change the exchange so that it reflects current situation, valuations. So if the government raises the exchange rate so that it is stronger, the currency is said to have been revalued. What happens in Libya a year or two ago? Before now, the fixed exchange rate was 1.4. Yes or no?
Yes.
But today it is 4 point something.
Okay.
No, not the floating. The fixed exchange rate now is 4 point something. It was devalued. Do you get my point? It was devalued. It used to be 1 point. No, that is the floating exchange rate. I'm talking about the fixed.
Yeah.
The fixed exchange rate. Before now, it was 1.4. It was devalued to 4 points. That is devaluation. So that means before now, the dinars would buy $1. But now, 4 dinars would need to buy more, just $1. So that means the dinars is depreciating against the dollar. That's where we talk about devaluation. Yeah. So though we've not gotten to devaluation, we are still in revaluation. So in that situation, when the government of Libya makes the value to be 4 points, if the government of Libya thinks about making it 0.4 against the 1 point of dollars, that means the Libyan government has revalued the dinars. Yeah, because you're far away. Try to be here. When it appreciates, yeah. But I want to use what the example I made was using the Libyan government decision regarding the dinars. The dinars was around 1.4. That was the fixed exchange rate. I'm not talking about the floating.
Yes.
So, based on the current situation, based on the Libyan situation, the government of Libya thinks it is important for them to devalue the currency. So it depreciated against the dollar. Do you get the point? The dinars, now it's 4 points. Before now, it was 1 point. That is devaluation. The government of Libya made it to be 4 points. The government of Libya devalued the dinars.
4.1.
4 points, whatever it is.
And it was 1.
1 point something.
And one accident.
Oh, okay.
Did you get it now?
Yeah.
So, though we're not talking about revaluation now, we're talking about revaluation now, not devaluation. But I'm just using the Libyan government based on what the Libyan government has done to make the situation understandable for you. Because they said the government of that country might make a decision to revalue the currency based on the situation of its country.
Yeah.
To get the point. So if the country is going well, the country is growing, it will be revalued again. If everything is fine, will rise, will appreciate.
Yeah.
So if at that time the government of Libya is taking 1.4 to 0 point something, that means the dinars will buy less. The dinars will buy more of the Libyan of the US dollars. That is appreciation because of revaluation. Do you get how it works now?
Yes.
There's revaluation in the currency, which has made the currency to appreciate against other currencies.
Yeah.
There's revaluation of the dinars that has made the dinars to appreciate against other currencies.
Yeah.
That is revaluation. Do you see how appreciation and revaluation works now?
Yeah.
Appreciation is as a result of revaluation. But in the floating exchange rate, when we have to talk about the market forces for demand and supply, it is always appreciating. But if it comes to fixed exchange rate, it is revaluation. Is it clear?
Yeah.
The depreciation and devaluation. Depreciation means the value of the currency is falling. How does it fall? Example was the Libyan dinars, that the government of Libya changed from 1.3 or 1.4 to 4.3 or 4.5 or whatever it is now. That is depreciated. So the dinars will buy less of the dollars. So the dollars will buy more of the dinars. That means dinars is depreciating. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Is it clear, please? Is it clear, please?
Yeah.
All right, we'll move on. Now, the impact of exchange rate appreciation. So if the country's exchange rate appreciates, what are the consequences? Number one, we check the impact on export. If your country's currency appreciates, if it gains weight against other foreign currencies, the price of export will increase.
Okay.
Do you get the point?
Yes.
If the country's currency appreciates, the value of your currency, the value of export would fall, would rise.
Right. Yeah.
So that means your exportation would fall because foreign currencies would need to buy more. We need to pay more to buy your products.
So demand will fall.
Demand for your exports would fall.
Yeah.
You don't get it again.
But demand for imports will increase.
Do you get it or not? You get it. The impact of appreciation of currency, if the dinars appreciate, it means whatever we are exporting would increase in price. So more currencies are needed to get dinars. That is what it means. So that means price of export would rise.
Yeah.
Now that might make Libya to be less competitive internationally, because business or countries, our customers, our foreign customers, will start looking for competitors to buy from.
Look for less price.
Less price from other countries.
Less export price.
Do you get it?
Yeah.
So look at what they wrote. They said if a UK firm sells goods worth $2 million to a US customer, the dollar price at the original exchange rate of this amount. When the exchange rate rises, the dollar price of the goods also rises. This means that demand for UK export is likely to fall.
Yeah.
So they won't want to buy from us anymore because our currency will buy more of their currency. So exports from Libya would fall. Is it clear?
Yes.
What is the impact of currency appreciation to imports?
It's the opposite.
For imports, the price of imports become cheaper for us because our currency will buy more of other currencies.
Yeah.
So importation would increase in Libya because our country currency has appreciated.
Yeah.
What is the consequence? It means our balance of payment current account
Will be deficit.
will go to deficit. To correct, sometimes when we have to correct balance of payment current account, listen please. I'm going back to balance of payments now.
Yeah.
When we have to correct balance of payment current account deficit, we can use exchange rate to correct it. Do you get the point?
Yeah.
How are we going to use exchange rate to correct it? We increase our interest rates. Do we get it?
Yeah.
So as soon as you increase the interest rate, what happens? A lot of people would want to save into our country. So the demand for our currency would rise.
Yes.
As a result of that, the balance of payment current deficit would start becoming surplus because it will improve.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are investing in our country. So we are doing less imports. We are doing more import or exports, and more floating of capital is coming into the country. So your balance of payment deficit or current account will start improving. Do you see the link between interest rate, exchange rate, balance of payments to export and imports? Do we get it?
Yes.
No. The impact on imports, if your currency, if the dinars appreciates, it means the dinars can buy more of the dollars. So if the dinars can buy more of the dollars, what happens? You are able to do more imports than exports. Do you get it? So if you are doing more of imports, what will happen? The consequence of doing more of imports is that your balance of payment current account would go into deficit. Do you get it or not? I hope so. Now, impact on the current account itself. Yeah, we talked about it already.
Just explain it.
Yeah, so you have to say when the exchange rate appreciates, the impact on the current account is likely to be negative. Because what? You're buying more imports. So it's going to be deficit. I explained it already. I think it's clear. Impact of exchange rates on depreciation. What is the impact on exports? If our exchange rate, if the dinars fall, if the value of the dinars depreciates, our export price would fall. Our
Demand for export.
demand for export will rise. Our balance of payment current account might become surplus or improve.
Yeah.
Most of the time. So if the country's currency falls or it depreciates, the country will become internationally competitive. Export will increase.
Yeah.
Do you get the point? Then, what happens to impact on imports? The price of imports will rise. We won't be able to do more imports because our currency will buy less of foreign currencies. So price of imports would increase. Do we get it?
Yes.
On the balance of payments, current account, it will go to what? Surplus if we buy less. It will, when the exchange rate depreciates, the impact on the current account is likely to be positive because we will do less imports.
We sell more and buy less.
Yes, based on increase in export, our current account might improve.
Yeah.
Is it clear? Any question about that? Exchange rates and government policy. We know what government policies are, right? Rules, laws, legislation that government will make to correct something, to correct market failure, basically, or to control the economy. Over a period of time, a country must pay its way when trading with others. The government should therefore aim to balance the current account. But what can the government do if, for example, there is a large and persistent current account deficit? One approach is to let the currency depreciate. So to correct your current account deficit, you have to depreciate your currency. And that was what happens. Now what happens?
What happened?
It continues.
I don't know.
Libya makes basically more than 40. I know, I'll change it now. I don't know what really happened. He doesn't want us to talk about Libya.
So racist.
Don't mind it. No, it's still recording. It's still recording. So Libya makes around 5 billion. Did I pause it now?
They're playing with you.
Let's play that. Let's leave it. Let's leave it. So basically, Libya makes around $45 million a day in terms of crude oil.
Yeah.
Do you get it? So for a country that's why government will make policy. That's why government would want to depreciate the value of the exchange rate, so that exportation would rise, it would increase. That's the point they're making here. Exchange rate changes and price elasticity. Okay. Yes, sir. The effectiveness of government exchange rates policy will depend on the price elasticity of demand for import and export. Basically, we talked about price. So there's always elasticity. In as much as we talk about price, in as much as we talk about demand and supply, there's always what elasticity.
Yes.
So, for example, if interest rates in the UK are reduced and the value of the pounds fall, a current account balance deficit will only be reduced if the demand for import and demand for export are both elastic. So, we might not have improvement in our balance of payment current account if the demand for our product is priced inelastic. If demand for our product is priced inelastic.
Okay.
Sorry, if the price for our product is, yes, priced inelastic, that means our product is inevitable. Other countries need them.
Yeah.
So whichever price we sell it, they are going to buy.
Yes.
Do you get the point? So if the country's currency is appreciating and our export, our balance of payment current account might still improve if the demand for our product is priced inelastic. Let's assume that it's only petroleum is basically from Libya and no other countries have petroleum.
So it's inelastic.
It's inelastic. So our country's currency will appreciate, at the same time, export will continue to increase because the demand for our product is priced inelastic. But there won't be improvements. That means there's going to be improvement in our balance of payment current account. That's why the fact that export price is increasing. Do you get it or not?
Yeah.
But if the demand for our product
It's
is
elastic.
price elastic, our current account debt, if either ways, export fall or increases, the balance of payment current account would not improve. Do you get the point?
Yeah.
If the price of export increases, our balance of payment account would improve only if the demand for our product is priced inelastic. If the demand for our product is priced elastic, it means consumers, foreign customers will start thinking of buying from other countries. It's not only Libya that is producing oil. So that means the demand for oil is price elastic.
Right.
But most of the time, the demand for oil is not price elastic because there is what we call the OPEC, Organization for Petroleum Exporting Countries. So they decide the price of petroleum. So that's why in the market, the price of Brent is the same everywhere. That means the price for crude oil is the same. So that means the demand for crude oil is priced inelastic. Did you get it?
Yeah.
Because it's a stable price determined by the Organization for Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC.
Well, the price of the petrol itself, it's differs from country to another. Like here,
Not crude oil, not crude oil.
you're talking about what?
Crude oil.
Yeah.
Crude oil is what you extract, not the fuel in the, not the pump price. The pump price in Nigeria is so high because there's no subsidy. They removed subsidy, but here there's subsidy, and the price is falling. So not that the price is so cheap. 8,040. Actually, hand this one because it's been playing with us.